Good morning, Steve with CCI, and today on Feature Friday, I'm going to talk about our system status screen that we use in Laundry Card. Laundry Card has the ability to track not only all of your sales activity and your start activity on all your machines, but it can also track your service status of machines, regardless if the service issue that a machine is happening is related to the card reader or maybe something that the machine is failing at. So what we're going to do is go ahead and log into one of our stores here, and under our maintenance option, you'll see that there is a equipment status option. And what we're seeing here is a grid that contains a number associated with every machine, every card reader in the store. And the color of the square represents the current status of that machine. So all of these light gray boxes are idle machines. So it's early in the morning now, not too many machines running. The blue ones are in service. The red ones are out of service, meaning someone has marked this machine out of service. So if we were to go ahead and just click on an idle machine, we can get a bunch of information about that machine. We can see the model number of that machine. If we wanted to, we could enter in the model and serial number of that machine. That might be helpful when you're ordering parts. You do not have to do that, but certainly could be helpful. When the machine was last finished. So if the machine was in cycle, it will tell us when we think it'll be done, or it'll tell us what the last time it operated and when it finished. The last started date and time, the last card number that used it, and any of the registration information associated with that last start. And that could be extremely helpful because there may be situations where someone leaves laundry behind, let's say in a dryer, and you want to figure out who it belongs to. You might, if it's a registered card, you can go back and reach out to that customer and help them claim their laundry. So it's currently reporting that this machine is okay, meaning it's idle and ready to go, but you'll see there's a whole bunch of other statuses that the machine could possibly be in. It could be in use, it could be disabled for various reasons. And if we go back, we can take a look at, let's say one of these that are marked red, and we can say this one's disabled because some kind of COM error or likely a communication error. And so this could be a number of things, but the idea here is that your staff, your employees, will be able to access this status screen from the exchanger kiosk and mark any machine out of service that is not operating correctly. And we don't expect them to troubleshoot the machine. We just want them to identify simple things that could be wrong. Could be leaking water, could be stuck in cycle, maybe it's not filling, not draining, just very basic things that they're likely going to know anyway. And so once they do that, the card reader will disable itself so that nobody else will lose a vend on that machine. And that's critical. Today, in a coin store or in another system store, they put a sticky note on the machine, or maybe they've got a little bit nicer sign that you hang on the machine. And that's not necessarily a bad idea, but you can prevent other people from using that machine by labeling the machine out of service, and at the very least giving it some diagnosis. It's not heating, let's say, if it's a dryer, or it's not spinning. There's these very common things that the attendants can identify. And the key here is that I'm viewing this remotely so that I can view why a machine has been marked out of service, so I can prepare a service call, so that I can send a service tech out and take a look at, and at least give them somewhat of a heads up that machine 139 is offline because of this basic reason. So maybe they can figure out what it is. What's important about that is we mark and record who marked it out, so who marked the machine out of service, why they marked it out, and all the date and time is tracked. Now, the next thing that happens is when the technician shows up at the store, they can also access this screen, see which machines are marked out of service, view which ones they are, and once they've diagnosed the problem and maybe ready to put the machine back in service, they just touch on the kiosk, machine okay, just like I'm doing here, and then they can choose what service was performed. And this is a completely customizable list of things that they can choose of how they got the machine back in service. So your machines might have certain things that has to be done regularly on it, so you might customize this to them. But let's say that in this case, there was a drain valve that needed to be cleared. We're going to hit save, and it's going to put that machine back in service. So the other great thing about that is that now we know who fixed the machine, we know which technician put it back in, and what the reason was that fixed the machine. So the solution associated with the problem. So if you're reading where I'm headed here, we now have a full solution tracking system for all of the equipment in your store. So if you have some machines that seem to be regularly breaking down, and you can go back and review why, who marked them out, what was resolved. And this is information that frankly is critical to manufacturers who are looking for how often does a problem happen? What kind of issues have you had? We're tracking all of that service history against every machine in the store. It's all completely available to your staff in the laundry without having access to a computer. They do everything on the kiosk, and then you or any remote managers can access the same information, set up service calls, and so forth. So that is our equipment status screen, very unique to Laundry Card, very unique in the industry. We'll share more with you soon. Take care.